What's up guys, it's Ed from TechSource and I'm proud to announce a new series for the channel. Welcome to the very first episode of Setup Wars YouTuber Edition, where YouTube channels with over 100 subscribers can enter and show off their desk setup that powers their channel. This is a great way to not only collab with some amazing YouTube channels, but also help them bring in new audiences. So if you're interested in submitting your desk setup for the YouTuber edition of Setup Wars, make sure to read the description section down below on the instructions and requirements. I basically accept any channel, whether it's non-tech related, vlogs, or gaming, except pranks. I don't like prank channels. This will either be a weekly or bi-weekly series depending on how many submissions I get. So without wasting any more time, let the setup wars begin. So the first 5 YouTubers to be featured on the show are as follows: Victor from Everything Technology, Joker from Joker Productions, Anton from Antonolog, I hope I said that correctly, Adam from Epos Vox, and Eric from Blabberhead. As always, their gear for their setups will be listed down below along with their YouTube channels, so be sure to check them out, you guys. So without wasting any more time, let's get this started.
Hey guys, Victor here, also known as Everything Technology, and this is my setup. As you can tell, I have more of a productivity type of setup due to the fact that I'm constantly editing videos on here. Beginning with my monitor, I'm rocking the Acer H236HL, and beside that is a Dell 4x3 monitor, which I'm using for multitasking. As for peripherals, my keyboard of choice is a Logitech K360, and my mouse of choice is Logitech's Performance MX. And in terms of audio, I'm using the Logitech Z506 surround sound speakers and Audio-Technica's ATH M40X to monitor audio while I'm editing. Now the heart of my setup is my custom built PC. It's rocking a GTX 960, an Intel Pentium G3258, which have overclocked to 4GHz, 8GB of DDR3 RAM, and a 120GB Kingston SSD, as well as a 1TB Seagate hard drive. Anyway, that's gonna do it for my setup, and thank you Ed for this opportunity.
Hey, what's up guys, Joker here. I run a PC gaming and hardware review channel here on YouTube called Joker Productions, and today I'm going to be taking you on a tour through my brand new setup for 2016. A huge part of this remodel, besides painting, was setting up the second Linmon desk from IKEA. These things look great and they're super affordable at around $45. I do have a Signum, but the majority of my cable management was handled through a pair of cable channels that I have stuck to the backside of my desk, so that's helping keep things nice and clean, which gives me an inviting space to work in and a professional backdrop for all of my videos. The centerpiece of the setup is a pair of Fractal Design Define R5s, which house my 2 primary use PCs. As for my day-to-day peripherals go, I use a Woz keyboard with Cherry MX Brown switches and custom Joker Productions keycaps. My go-to mouse of choice for gaming and everyday use is the Myonix Caster, although the MX Master from Logitech does make an appearance for video editing needs. The 2 headphones which I use mostly are the California Silverados and the Fisher FA011s, which I store neatly on a hook under my desk when I'm not using them. But that is my setup overview here for 2016. Thanks again to Ed for having me on the show.
Hey guys, my name is Anton and I also make technology videos on YouTube just like Ed, but to make them efficiently I need a clean and organized setup. So without any further ado, let's take a look at the setup that I have behind me. So the entire theme of my setup is white and blue, and I really like these colors. I also have a salt lamp to give the setup a bit more flair when the lights are turned off. Anyways, I have a 3D printed phone stand, a color accurate 23-inch 1080p Asus monitor, a Dell 20-inch monitor, and for peripherals I'm using a Cherry MX Brown mechanical keyboard with a Razer Mamba Chroma, which I have programmed to match my setup's theme. And finally, we have my editing rig, a $2,000 workstation. It has an i7-5820K, 16GB but soon to be 32GB of RAM, and a GTX 750 Ti to tide me over until Nvidia's Pascal comes out. So that's pretty much the setup I use to make my own tech videos on my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you over on my channel.
So this is the layer of Epos Vox, and yes, it's messy because I actively use it every day, unlike some of these people. It starts with a custom-built gaming and mainly editing workstation PC, an Xbox One Halo 5 edition, PS3 and PS2, some sound phone that desperately needs hung back up, a Behringer Xenix X1832 USB mixer for all of my inputs and mixing and mastering for my streaming, recording, and tutorial recording, PlayStation 4, Lexar hub, 3 monitors, one being a 4K, the one on the left being a 1440p IPS, and the one on the right being a 1080p, a security camera to make sure nobody steals all of my awesome stuff. I've got a Wii U down there, an Electrovoice RE20 badass microphone hooked up to a Focusrite Scarlett 2i2 interface with an HDMI switch and a 2i4 that I'm currently reviewing. I've got a WASD code keyboard, a desk mat, a Logitech MX Master Mouse, a pair of Bayer Dynamic DT990 600 ohm headphones, and then my fiance also has a gaming and recording setup here as well.
Why hello there TechSource fans, my name is Eric from the channel called youtube.com/blabberhead, and my setup is made for 2 reasons: school and YouTube, the 2 things that dominate my life. I have 2 Dell 24-inch 1080p monitors, which I got for $100 each on Black Friday. On my desk I use the Go Groove Bass Pulse 2.1 speakers. My peripherals are the Logitech Performance MX and Logitech K360 keyboard. I only have the K360 because it's compatible with the MX Logitech unifying receiver. On the right of my desk I have all of my cables, which keeps nice and organized in a little pocket. On my top shelf, I have the Samson Meteor mic, which is currently doing my recordings, and the charger from a Moto 360. On that shelf, I also have all my camera gear, so my Nikon D3200, my Zoom H1, which is my primary microphone, and many other devices are there. Beneath that is the subwoofer to my Go Groove Bass Pulse 2.1s. And my daily driver is the Nexus 6P. If you like what you see here and you want to see more, go check out my full setup tour and the rest of my channel, because I know that you'll love it.
So that's it for this week's episode of Setup Wars YouTuber Edition. There is a straw poll link down below, so if you guys want to go and vote on who has the best desk setup, then make sure to check out the link down below. I want to thank Victor, Joker, Anton, Adam, and Eric for being on the show. As I mentioned before, their YouTube channels will be listed down below, so make sure to check them out and say what's up. If you guys enjoyed this new series of Setup Wars, make sure to hit that like button, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.